Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Sports Blitz here, and we're back with our 2022 NFL record predictions. Today, we have the Las Vegas Raiders, and I'm just gonna say, for starters, I was very wrong last year. Um, the Raiders were a lot better than I expected them to be last year, so you know, Raiders fans that are returning, you guys had the last laugh in that one, but um I really like your roster this year. You're honestly the biggest challenge for the Raiders is going to be an extremely challenging division. Okay, that division and really the AFC in general is stacked. Okay, that's going to be your biggest enemy here. But let's go ahead and review the depth chart real quick. So looking at it, I mean, we got Derek Carr. He he's not really a quarterback that's going to be the reason you win games. Like he's not gonna, pull you out of a 21 point, deficit. But he's not going to be the reason you lose games either. I think he's a solid quarterback. I think he's, average to maybe a little bit above average. So, solid quarterback there. Josh Jacobs, he is still solid. I did see that the Raiders declined the 5th-year option on him and Cleveland Farrell, so that'll be interesting. Um, so I'm not exactly sure what their whole plan at running back is, but at least for this year, I mean, they've got Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake. I think that's a really solid running back duo. I think it's very capable. Receiver wise, they did trade for Devontae Adams, which was absolutely huge. And then, I mean, you got Hunter Renfrow as well, who is one of the most underrated receivers in the league. Very good route runner, very good hands, good after the catch, really talented receiver. They also got Demarcus Robinson. I think he's a solid number 3 option. I don't think he's necessarily anything special, but he's solid. So they've got some decent depth there as well. Then they've got Darren Waller, still a top 5 tight end in the league. So then going down to the offensive line, Colton Miller is one of the better left tackles in the league. I'll be honest, I don't really know too much about that interior offensive line. Um, yeah, that's kind of all I'm gonna say. I don't know too much about the interior. I don't know if really any of those guys are too great or bad. But looking at the depth chart for right guard, got both Dylan Parham and Tyre Munford. I mean, I was really high on Munford coming out of the draft. I thought that was an awesome pick for the Raiders. And I mean, Parham is really good too. So, I mean, if there ends up needing to be replacements made on the interior, I think there's guys that can step up and play, at least decent. Alex Leatherwood, I mean, it is only going to be his 2nd year, so who knows? Maybe he'll end up playing pretty well. I wasn't a big fan of his rookie year, but again, we'll have to see what happens with that. So going over to the defense, I will say right off the bat, I love this pass rush. Max Crosby and Chandler Jones, that's beautiful. And Cleveland Farrell, I mean, still having him in there as a rotational piece this year, that's still pretty solid. They've got some solid interior D linemen and John Hankins and Bilal Nichols. And really, I actually kind of like Vernon Butler as well. He's actually a pretty solid run stopping D tackle. So I really like that. So the D line looks really good. Going to the linebackers, they've got Denzel Perriman, Jayon Brown, and Divine Diablo. I really like Denzel Perriman. I thought it was absolutely stupid of the Panthers to to trade him, especially for as little as they did. Perriman is extremely talented. Brown and Divine Diablo are honestly super underrated as well. They've got a lot of under the radar players. So I do like Micah Kaiser as well. Kyler Fackrell, if I remember correctly, I feel like Fackrell used to play for the Steelers, if I'm not mistaken. But I do like Micah Kaiser. He's a good rotational piece as well. Good backup. So they've got some depth at linebacker as well, which I like. Going to the secondary, they've got Rock Ya-Sin and Trayvon Mullen at corners. We haven't really been able to see much of Rock Ya-Sin with the Colts. I know he was part of I want to say it was the Yannick Ngakoue trade. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was a pretty solid trade. I do really like Rock Ya-Sin, and I think he has a lot of potential, so I'm really excited to see how he does with the Raiders this year. Trayvon Mullen, I mean, he's not a top 10 corner by any means, but he can at least hold it down. Plus, they've got Nate Hobbs right there, right behind him, and I really liked Nate Hobbs as a rookie. He played really, really well as a rookie. So there's that. Safeties, they've got Jonathan Abram, Trayvon Moehrig. They've also got Deron Harmon, who I'm a big fan of. So, I mean, honestly, if they wanted, they could do kind of like the Chiefs do and do 3 safety looks. Yeah, they've got some good depth players on their defense. I'm really liking what I'm seeing on their defense. So, I'm gonna say on paper, this is like a 12 or 13 win roster. Like, this is a really good roster. I think, again, their biggest enemy is going to be the fact that they have an insanely tough division and that the AFC in general is stacked. So let's go ahead and get on over to their record prediction. Hold on. Give me just a minute. All right, here we go. So, week 1, they open the season playing at the Chargers. Now, again, these divisional games are going to be incredibly tough to predict. In fact, really for the Broncos, I actually had them splitting with all 3 divisional teams. So as you can see right there, week 4, the Raiders win at home, but then later on, the Broncos win. So, and really, I think that's what's going to end up happening. I'm not sure that any team in this division is going to sweep the other. So, I know it's kind of lame. I know you guys are gonna hate this, but I very much think that they're gonna split. I know the Raiders do play the Chargers really tough, but the Chargers really stacked their roster this offseason. And I mean, they got insanely good players this offseason. So it's just really hard to say that a team is going to sweep them, you know? But in terms of the rest of the season, guys, I'll be honest, week 2 for the Cardinals, I think the Cardinals are overrated. I mean, yeah, they've got good receivers. Kyler Murray is solid. I think Kyler Murray is a little bit overrated as well, to be honest. Especially not having Chandler Jones anymore. I don't think the Cardinals are really going to be all that great this year. I'm thinking they're 8-win team. So I'm going to give that win to the Raiders. Week 3, I think the Titans are another team that really went downhill, and especially where the Raiders have a really good front 7, I think they'll do a decent job at stopping Derrick Henry. I'm going to go ahead and give that one to the Raiders. Week 5, the Raiders also usually play really, really well against the Chiefs. And I think if there were any team in this division that the Raiders could sweep, it would be the Chiefs. Again, it's so hard to have them sweep any of these teams. Like this division is stacked. And again, this isn't a knock on the Raiders at all. It's just the division itself is so tough. So and really don't pay too much attention to where each team is getting the win. I'm kind of just having them win at their own stadiums. And again, it's probably not going to be accurate. I get it. I'm not claiming to be an expert. I have a hard time predicting any of these teams to sweep any one of the divisional rivals. But moving on, after the week 6 bye, I do believe they will beat the Texans. The Saints will have a good defense. I do think Chris Olave is good, and Jarvis Landry may be decent in that system. I'm not sure if Michael Thomas is going to be healthy, and if Alvin Kamara is going to have a good season. I think I'm going to go Raiders here for this one. I think that's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a sneaky good game. I don't know if that's prime time or not. It says, okay, no, that's a 1 o'clock game. So it's not prime time, but still, that's going to be a sneaky good game. I'm excited to watch that one. But I do think the Raiders will pull it off. Do you think the Raiders will beat the Jags? Week 10, I have a sneaky feeling with the Colts. Okay, the Colts I think are going to be really, really good. I think Matt Ryan is honestly an upgrade over Carson Wentz. I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts were to end up signing Julio Jones. And honestly, Jonathan Taylor is just an absolute freak. So I think I'm going to go Colts for this one. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Raiders pulled it off. Week 12, this is an easy one for me. I don't think the Seahawks are doing much of anything this year. Honestly, I think they're going to end up picking top 10 again. Being completely honest. I'm going to go ahead and give week 14 to the Rams. The Rams are just too stacked of a team. I mean, like they've got good players everywhere you look. I mean, you got Jalen Ramsey, you got Aaron Donald, you got Bobby Wagner, and then on the offensive side, you got Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp. I mean, Cam Akers is expected to be healthy, plus Sony Michel and Darrell Henderson. Really good trio there. I mean, and plus, I don't think it's out of question for them to re-sign Odell. So it's just hard for me to say that the Rams are going to lose many games. But I do think, and this is bold here, I do think the Raiders are going to finish off the season strong and go 4-0 to finish the season. So overall, that gives the Raiders a 12-5 record. So, for some insight, my Broncos prediction, I had them at 11-6. I think they'll win anywhere from 9 to 11 games. Raiders, I think, will win anywhere from 10 to 13 games. I think 12-5 is very reasonable, and again, I wouldn't be surprised if any one of these 4 teams in this division win the division. It's completely stacked, but I think the Raiders have probably the easiest schedule in that division as well. So Raiders fans, look out. You may be winning winning the division this year. So it'll be interesting to see. I am very excited to watch that division this year. But yeah, guys, let me know what you thought of this record prediction in the comment section below. I know there's going to be stuff you guys probably disagree with, and that's totally fine. I'm not claiming to be an expert. I'm just here to have fun and talk some football. So, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Later.